Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to provide the public some information on this morning's officer-involved shooting. HPD has opened a first-degree attempted murder incident that happened earlier this morning. We have preliminary information that we're able to share with you at this time, but please remember this information is preliminary and may change as the investigation is progressing. Shortly before 1:30 a.m. This morning, crime reduction units of District 3 saw a Honda CRV commit a traffic violation near the Aloha Stadium. The officers checked the license plate and determined that the vehicle was stolen from the Sandy Beach area on October 14th. The information was put out over the radio, and the vehicle was spotted by the District 5 Crime Reduction Unit officers heading east on Middle Street and turning onto Ahonui Street in Kalihi. The vehicle stopped in the Cohio Park Terrace area parking lot, and the driver fled. Officers that were pursuing the driver on foot when he turned and fired a single shot at the officer's direction. Officers returned fire, and the suspect was struck multiple times. He was treated at the scene and was transported to the hospital in serious condition. The suspect's weapon is a polymer ghost gun and was recovered at the scene. The female passenger in the stolen vehicle was arrested for unauthorized entry to a motor vehicle. She is 34 years old and has 5 convictions for petty misdemeanors. The officers who fired their weapons have 3 and 5 years in the department. They will be offered administrative leave in accordance with the department policy. This is the 6th officer-involved shooting as compared to 3 this time last year. With that, I'll take your questions.
So one officer shot at the suspect or both, and only one shot hit?
I believe 2 officers engaged as they were in pursuit of the individual on foot.
And he was only hit once?
No, he was hit multiple times.
Do we think it's related to the other incidents that have been happening in Kalihi lately?
At the appearance right now, it has no relationship to other shootings that happened in this area in previous weeks.
Chief, I know there's been a lot of focus on the west side, although you said this incident at this time doesn't appear to be connected with the other incidents, but is HPD aware or have been tipped of any increase in gang activity? I know there was a social media post of kids with guns. I mean, did you see that post?
I did see the post.
I mean,
Yeah. So it's a good question. So the chiefs and I have got together. We've had a discussion over the last week about the operations in D8 and how things are going well in District 8, knock on wood, and what is happening now in District 5 in the Kalihi area, as well as District 3. And so do we see the crime trends changing? No, there are just trends in crime that is happening. And so we as an organization are trying to be proactive in taking a look at that and seeing how we can perhaps provide more resources to the District 5, District 3 areas as they need to focus on some of the violent crime happening in their area also.
So seeing improvements in District 8?
Over the past few weeks, yes.
There was also the reckless endangering that happened last night in Kalihi as well. Was that related where?
It was in the same vicinity, but we don't believe it was related to this incident, right?
So where the shooting occurred, was it inside KPT, the guarded shack area, or was it just outside?
I think it was inside the guarded shack area of KPT at the, not the large towers, but the smaller buildings. Some of them are under construction, so they're not as inhabited, or there's not a lot of people living in all of that part of KPT.
Chief, in these discussions with your district commanders, is there, I know on the west side, you've been reaching out to youth, trying to connect with the youth there.
Yes.
Is that those efforts going on in Kalihi, or looking to increase that or do what's doing on the west side there?
So our community policing teams are engaged in all different aspects of community involvement, which would include our keiki, young adults and teens. And so we're working through all of that with the, how do we help with the schools too, and intercede in discussions with what's going on in campus and how that may leave the campus and extend out past into the community. So working through all of that. But there's probably a little more investigation in here to look at what can we do next, what can we do more with our community partners to help in this situation.
And then I think the last 3 in Kalihi have been at state public housing facilities.
That's correct.
Is police working with the security that is at the front gate?
Well, we have relationships with the security at the front gate. We're still investigating those other shootings to locate suspects and victims for all of those incidents. So they're still ongoing.
And do we believe the suspect lived at KPT?
That I don't know yet.
Is there any body cam video? If so, will it be released?
For this incident, because these are crime reduction unit officers, they don't have body worn camera at this time.
And Chief, you know, it's a weekend, Sunday, holiday. Why was it important for you to hold this press conference when it comes to officer-involved shooting?
Well, it's one of the things is to let the public know what's going on, what their Honolulu Police Department is doing to keep them safe and secure. And so here we have an incident that started to what looked like a traffic infraction, a stolen vehicle that then turns into an individual who's a felon, who's not supposed to be in possession of a firearm, has a firearm and is shooting back at the police who's trying to get to apprehend the individual.
I know the investigation will look into, you know, everything that happened, but at this current time, do you believe the officers had justification in the shooting?
That's under investigation, will lead to that. Based on the facts I have right now, it appears that way, yes.
So he has quite a rap sheet, possibly.
Yes, I think he had, multiple convictions of felon, not supposed to have. Right now he's under arrest for attempted murder on law enforcement officer, the felon in possession of a firearm, and several other offenses. Okay, thank you very much.